If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. GMS fam, the green room. Welcome back. Welcome back. I gotta say, man, first and foremost, once again, smash that like button on your way in. Share this live. Let people know where to pull up to. We about to talk about a lot, man. It's been a long week. Very long week, man. For those who don't know, my channel was suspended for a week. So last week on Wednesday, I did a show, I think it was Wednesday or whatever day. No, it was Monday. I did a show Monday, and for some reason, halfway through my show, YouTube decided that they were going to hit me with a copyright strike on a YouTube short that I posted. Now, let me be very clear. With this YouTube short that I posted, yes, I was tipping the line a little bit, but at the same time, I did not violate any community guidelines. But for some reason, YouTube has been targeting my page for the past couple years, and I can prove it. I have everything documented. Anytime they've ever given me a copyright strike or anything like that, or tried to mess with my channel, get me demonetized, I've always screenshotted and documented everything. So just to give you just a quick summary real quick before we get into these topics. First and foremost, shout out to the GMS fam. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Illmatic is here. Dondi is here. Glittery Bubbles is here. Sunny Darko. Montez. King Gambit is here. What's up, man? Listen, so they have been demonetizing my page for a minute, right? Keeping me out of the shadow, keeping me in the shadow realms, not letting me progress on this channel because for some reason, you know, when a black man is talking about certain subjects and he feels strongly about what he's talking about, they seem to suppress the smaller guys. And even if you are bigger in this game, they will even try to mess with you in those ways as well. So I was able to try to reapply for monetization this December. And what happened was they obviously didn't want that to happen. So they had to say, hey, what can we do to make sure he doesn't get a chance to remonetize his channel? Let's hit him with a copyright strike, because copyright strikes make it so that you cannot reapply. You cannot have any active strikes on your channel. So you know what they got me for? They said I got a strike for nudity. Nudity, guys. Now, if anybody's been here from beginning to the middle or even to just today, if you can go back and look at anything that I post on this channel, there's never been once where I put up nudity, or even I even try to watch it with my thumbnails. If I put a woman on the thumbnail, I'm making sure the picture that I choose don't even have a lot of cleavage in it. Even if that at all, because I know how YouTube is. But for some reason, they decided to do this to me and make it so that I can't be able to try to reapply for monetization until February. Until February now. Which is also another reason why, you know, I did start the GMS fund and all that stuff, but we'll talk about that later. But it's just, you know, they try to make it hard for, you know, the smaller YouTubers, people that's really trying to build up their channels and trying to build up their brands. They make it harder for them because they don't want, for one, they don't want to be paying people. That's number one. Take the race shit out of it. They don't give a fuck who you are. They just want to pay you. But if you also go against the standard or go against the things that they believe in, they'll definitely keep you in the shadows. But, you know, I keep pushing, man. As you can see, I keep going, I keep pushing, I keep, you know, going live and doing these shows because I like doing this shit. So it's not about, you know, it's really not about me being monetized or trying to make money off this platform. Clearly, I haven't been monetized for over a year. But what I'm saying is, you know, there has to be some type of, you know, reception or some type of something that comes from this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real. We all adults here. And I'm not trying to depend on the people that watch me and support because I think that that's enough, in my opinion. You know, you don't see me promoting my clothing or anything like that anymore. I don't even put that up, even though it's still there. Like, people can still go and buy merch and, you know, buy jerseys and buy T-shirts and rolling trays and shit like that. But I don't even really promote that shit because I feel like there should be an entity that comes through, drops the bag because of what I'm doing, and we can move on from there and build the audience from there. I'm not trying to, you know, take from the people. If the people want to give, they want to give. But this platform is really trying to suppress what it is that I'm doing. And I'm just here to tell y'all that I'm not, you know, discouraged or trying to, you know, stop this shit, or I'm not planning on being done with this shit anytime soon. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to keep rocking. I'm still going to stay consistent because I believe in what it is that I'm doing, and I believe in my brand. So just wanted to give y'all that little quick update because YouTube be on bullshit with me. And, you know, as long as I got y'all rocking with me, we going to make some moves to certain places. And I hope that y'all follow along with me wherever I go. So just wanted to put that out there, man. We will be making a transition from this platform to another one so that we can say what we want to say and do what we want to do without worrying about these big corporate entities trying to suppress us. So that's what I want to say. Now, let's get into the heinous, egregious, downright despicable, horrific claims made by Cassie, Diddy's former girlfriend, who set this lawsuit on him over the weekend or last week. I don't know. I haven't been on the show for a while. Anyway, this was the quickest, and I mean the quickest in American history that I've seen anybody settle a lawsuit ever in life. I've never heard of a 2-day turnaround on a lawsuit, on a civil suit, as somebody paying that quickly. Think about that. Now, you can have a lot of different opinions about this, and I know that, to be honest, a lot of opinions are valid because we don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here that say, you know, Cassie just wanted a bag, and then there's people out there that say, nah, Diddy is really like that, and he really that weird. I am a person who can believe both. And this is what I mean. If Diddy did all this egregious shit, which I really do think he did. Like, let's be honest, this shit is way too specific. Way too specific. And what I mean by that is anybody can make up a detailed story, but when it sounds specific in where you actually reading it and you can hear it from this person's voice and see their face and visualize all this shit happening because this seems like that type of person, well, it kind of holds some validity in my opinion. Diddy, I feel like Diddy did it. I can't say he did it. I'm just going to say I feel like he did it just based off of not just her, but how many stories have we heard before this happened? This was already in the realm. People were just really scared to put it out in detail. She was really the first one. Like, imagine everybody who has participated in the freak-offs, who have been invited to the freak-offs, who have stumbled upon a freak-off, hearing these details and being like, holy shit, they finally put this nigga Diddy on blast. That's how I would feel. And I know a lot of these niggas in the industry feel the same way. I couldn't wait to talk about this because I need y'all to visualize who could have possibly participated in these freak-offs. Now, when we talk about these stories that we've heard or the things that have been weird over the years where people telling these things about Diddy and his parties or whatever, these have come from men. The stories that caught my attention were the stories by these men, and not just because they were random men, but because these were rappers. And not just rappers, but gangsters, apparently. And it's crazy how a lot of them have either heard about it, been in one, or maybe been at a party and seen one happening. But it's like, you got to understand, it's a weird industry. A bunch of people with millions of dollars who only work and do weird shit on their off time. Then to think about the freak off, like think about that phrase, freak offs. That sounds like some shit Diddy would say. This sounds like some shit Diddy would organize. Now, there was a 35-page lawsuit filed, right? And given the fact that we are back today, I need y'all to go through this with me, man. And none other than this wonderful black queen here who she does her thing on TikTok, and these people on TikTok always love to deep dive these documents and these, lawsuits and shit like that so people can come to Twitter and blast them and make them all, famous and shit. Here's this lady. She's going to explain to us in detail all the things that was put in this lawsuit. This video is about 7 minutes long. If you want me to stop it at any point, GMS fam, let me know. But I want to hear what's in this lawsuit. We have to hear what's in this. All right, let's go.
I'm not a lawyer, but I just read all 35 pages of the lawsuit filed
What up,
by
fool?
Cassandra Ventura, a.k.a. Cassie, versus Sean Combs, a.k.a. Diddy. And child, let me give you the recap. Let me start off by saying the front page of this lawsuit has a trigger warning on it. So listen, let me say to you, this video could be triggering. You've been warned. Okay, so the beginning of the lawsuit just gives some background. It talks about how the two met in late 2005, early 2006.
Hey,
Cassie
Biggie
was 19 and Diddy was 37. Shortly after, Cassie was signed to Bad Boy. And at the time, Cassie was actually in a relationship with someone else, and Diddy was in a relationship with Kim Porter. But then on Cassie's 21st birthday, Diddy allegedly pulled her into the bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Cassie cried, and that was their very first physical encounter.
Now, that part to me, I think is what had a lot of people being like, what the fuck? Because when you hear that type of thing, you wonder to yourself, how do you end up being in a relationship with a man like that? How could I really want to know if there's any women in the chat, let me know how many times you have had a first experience with a guy that was horrible and decided, hey, this might work out for me. You know what I mean? And I'm not disclaimer, I'm not making an excuse for abuse. There's no excuse for abuse. I need to make those t-shirts. No excuse for abuse. Just stay with me and stay on topic. What I'm saying is that first instance, that solely alone, that situation, to Cassie should have let her know then, whether she was 19, whether she was whatever, should have let her know then, especially if it was that horrible where she cried and all that. And I'm not doubting her story. I'm just saying, if that was something that happened, that should have let her know then that this nigga was a freak off.
Over time, Diddy continued to pursue her, according to this lawsuit. And then in September of 2007, Diddy allegedly picked Cassie up from her apartment and gave her a pill. The suit says that Cassie didn't know what the pill was, but she took it at his request.
So, and I'm going to be stopping this a little bit because I need to comment on this shit before I lose my thoughts. So now think about that. I'm just giving you a timeline and trying to put in perspective because a lot of people these days, they listen and then they go. Like they listen to what they hear and they take it for what it is and they go. They don't really think in a situation. Like this girl is just giving us details about something. It's up to you to use your own thought process, right? So Cassie, her first initial get together with this man was in a bathroom where he pulled her in and kissed her forcibly to where she cried and it was mortifying and all this type of shit. Fast forward later, knowing that this happened, knowing that you had this bad experience, now this man is coming to pick you up. So then you chose to leave your apartment, get in, and the man that forcibly kissed you and made you cry passed you an unknown pill and you took it. That is stupid. Very stupid. And this is not me victim blaming once again, because we have not gotten to the abuse yet. When we get to the abuse, then we'll change the tune a little bit. But these first initial meetings together, that was fucking stupid.
She later learned that pill was ecstasy, allegedly. Then there's a story told from 2007 when Diddy...
She found out it was ecstasy when she was sitting in the car doing all this shit. And watching Diddy stare at her and shit, looking at her and shit, talking about, yeah, she getting ready, getting her primed up for a freak off.
Allegedly paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party Cassie was hosting, but not really because it was fake. And it was done to give her a reason to go to Miami and get away from her boyfriend. During that trip, it's alleged that they did a ton of drugs, and that is when they had their very first encounter. By 2008, Diddy had allegedly introduced Cassie to opiates and would often have pills and other drugs out in the open like candy. Quote, upon information and belief, Mr. Combs has been addicted to prescription painkillers and took ecstasy frequently.
Let me see. Grits and Gravy said she was vulnerable at that age and didn't have a strong father figure in her life. True. G-Stack said, bruh, it's Puffy. It was in her best interest to go along if she wants a music career. Denying him would mean being blackballed. He's super powerful and connected. You can't blame her. Listen, that mentality of I want a music career and I got to do what I need to do to get that music career, only to end up having traumatic things happen to you and be at a position now where, you know, yeah, she got paid. You know, I'm hearing it's a very high number, but that money isn't going to take away that trauma she went through. And I feel like those first instances that she had with him should have been the biggest sign of all to not involve yourself with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I stand by that. I'm not sitting here blaming her for being abused. I'm sitting here saying that those first two instances, and we can't make excuses, because if you have a child yourself, you want to tell them this as they grow. I have a daughter. I'm not finna tell her, hey, if this man drug you in the bathroom or grabbed you and put you in the bathroom and forcibly kissed you and it made you cry and made you feel this type of way, please don't see him again. Please get him away from you. Please don't interact with him again. Now, this is just me saying that as a father to my child. If she didn't have a strong father figure in her life, she would have never been taught that. So really, it's not her fault. I'm just saying that was a dumb thing to do. You can still be dumb.
The suit also
19 is dumb. You are dumb. I was dumb at 19. I made some dumb decisions where I wish I wouldn't have made those decisions at 19. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm trying to make it be, I'm not exempting, I'm not going to make him exempt from his actions. Diddy is a fucking weirdo. And that is obvious. Very obvious. But all I'm saying is those two instances, and now we're talking about the kid part. 19. They try our 15, 16-year-olds as adults in prison. We got to draw the line at where we think that we should be calling people, you know what I'm saying? And not in a weird way, but I'm saying when it comes to these conversations, we're quick to be like, this person is a kid or this person is this and that. But they have to have a level of common sense when it comes to certain instances. That's all I'm saying.
Alleges that Cassie's medical records were being sent directly to Diddy's email address. For instance, the suit says when Cassie was experiencing some memory loss, potentially due to excessive drug use and or head injuries caused by Diddy's alleged beatings, her MRI results were provided directly to Diddy. Somebody call HIPAA. By this point in the relationship, according to the doc, the dynamic between the two had been established and continued to be reinforced. There's the 20-year age gap between the two, Diddy's high-profile position as a music mogul in the industry, and then he's the CEO of the label that Cassie is signed to. He's also, according to this document, aggressive and demanding, requiring blind loyalty from anybody he works with, and he constantly flaunted large amounts of cash, which was quite intimidating for Cassie. He also paid for her apartments, her cars, her clothes, and vacations. And all of this combined contributed to Cassie's feeling like her entire life was under the complete control of Diddy. And then the lawsuit goes into violence and abuse. The suit tells multiple stories of violence in the relationship. From a story of Suge Knight being spotted at a LA restaurant and Diddy allegedly getting dressed, retrieving multiple weapons, and running out of his house to go to that restaurant.
Now, this is where the narrative came where they were saying Diddy is who we thought Suge Knight was. That's where the narrative came in, because this story right here, because, you know, the whole Keefy D thing just happened, right? The whole Keefy D shit happened. Keefy D was talking about how Diddy was scared. He was terrified. And he was so scared that he was trying to gather all these gangsters up to try to devise a plan to get rid of Suge Knight before they got to him. So the narrative is that Diddy would be on the defense, or Diddy would be afraid to get into these things. People saying he's running scared, or he was so terrified that he was having these meetings with all these Crips and all these Bloods or whatever that he was trying to do to get people set up. Come to find out, Diddy the nigga that is grabbing guns and getting all the homies to run out to where niggas is at to try to do some shit. Diddy, and that's crazy, because when we talk about projections, we talk about this a lot on this show, projections, how people project, or how people, you know, try to create this false sense of who they are, knowing that they are a totally different person. How many times has Diddy changed his name? Then Diddy ended up trying to be Brother Love. People that do shit like that are people that are running away from something. They're running away from something. Every single time I see somebody do something or overly try to do or try to make themselves the face of something, or that they stand for a certain thing when they really don't, that's because they're running from something. They're hiding from something. This nigga tried to make himself Brother Love. That's how you know this nigga was having freak offs and stumping motherfuckers in the chest and shit in the background, because he is a weirdo. We gonna get to that Wale story in a second, though. We really gonna get to that Wale second. Just give me a minute. Hold on, let me read some of your comments. Biggie said, as a woman, I will say I have been in situations where I did things because I was thinking of how I could help other people by giving into to stuff. It's complicated. Yeah, it really is. When you're intimidated by someone, it's not cut and dry. We definitely need to teach the young people to be stronger than some of us were. That's exactly what I'm saying. And this is why I'm speaking the way that I am, because it's not easy. And you also, as a parent, have to prepare yourself to try to build that strength for your child as well, so they can be strong enough and be confident enough to, when they're in that situation, to back away or to deny the shit, to get away from the shit. You know what I mean? I pray because I don't know what the universe holds for me in the future, but I pray my daughter is never in this situation, because I have been teaching her since she was a kid to pop the fuck off. That's if somebody grab you, that if somebody do something to you, somebody hit you, whatever the case may be, you have to fight for your life, especially if I'm not there. I need her to know that if she was in Cassie's situation where a nigga like Diddy, no matter how much money he had, no matter how much fame he had, how much power he had, if he tried to drag you in the bathroom and kiss you forcibly, that nigga gonna get a knee full of nuts full of knee, and probably a couple jabs to the mouth. And yes, money helps, but it does not take away the trauma. Does not take away the trauma.
Diddy allegedly demanding that Cassie hold his weapons in her purse, knowing that she was scared.
He said what happened with Wale. Apparently Diddy hung Wale over a balcony because he was doing a song with Cassie, but we're going to get to that in a second.
All the way to Diddy allegedly violently beating Cassie and then exercising his money, power, and influence to hide the bruises and at times hide her until she was healed. There are a few stories told in this lawsuit that allege Cassie was kicked or stomped, and even with staff or security witnessing the violence, no one would say anything or challenge Diddy.
What up, Theo? My guy.
Trafficking?
The Do Better podcast is in the building, man. Shout out to my guy, man. What's up?
It claims that a few years into their relationship, there was an arrangement referred to as freak off or FO, in which male sex workers were hired for Cassie to engage in acts with, and Diddy would watch. These FOs would take place at hotels all around the country, which is where the trafficking part comes in, and heavy amounts of drugs and other things were always supplied. Diddy would allegedly give instructions during these FOs and record them. And even when Cassie would delete the footage, Diddy would tell her he could always recover the footage regardless if she deleted them. At one point, the lawsuit says that Diddy allegedly made Cassie watch one of the FOs that she thought she deleted while they were on a flight. And
Diddy is a fucking menace, bro. What, man? This is what I'm saying. Like, there are stories that people can put together, intricate stories, but details and all this shit. But the shit that is being alleged sounds like some shit Diddy would do and say. This sounds like it. Yeah, even if you delete it, I can recover the footage. It don't matter. See, a lot of kids this generation don't remember making the band. They don't remember the Danny Kane shit. They don't remember the Day 26 shit. They don't remember that shit. They don't remember the cheesecake. They don't remember having them do X, Y, and Z, shutting the studio down because you got all these niggas from the hood, living together, and they fighting every single day. And the only time you pop up is when it's time to work. Wasn't no real guidance, wasn't no artist development, wasn't no let's sit down and try to get to know each other. It was let's get all these random strangers, put them together for this TV. Diddy was doing some wild shit. There was no reason for there was no moral lesson to go walk hours and miles to go get some cheesecake for this nigga. Do you know the one thing nobody ever said during that time? Is that the time they spent walking down those blocks and for hours to go get him some cheesecake, they could have been in the goddamn studio making music. Instead, it made them resent Puff. Come on, man. Diddy is a menace. By the way, has anybody seen the movie Get Him to the Greek? Y'all know that movie with Russell Brand and my guy Noah. Fuck, what's his name, man? How I forget his name? How I forget that big nigga's name? What's his name, man? What the fuck? How did I forget the big nigga name? Jonah Hill. There we go. Jonah Hill. That movie where he offered the nigga a Jeffrey and he was all crazy. He was the crazy music exec. You know why? Do you know why Diddy played that role so well? Because he was playing himself. Diddy played that role 100% to a T. Because he was playing himself. He did not have to put on a character. He did not have to put on a facade. He wasn't even acting. He was just doing what he was doing at the freak-offs. And what you normally see him do in the office, at bad boy offices when the cameras ain't rolling. That's him. Why you think he wanted to change his name to Brother Love? Apparently, Diddy got people signing NDAs for anything. I heard his whole publishing shit. You know, he was trying to give everybody their publishing or their mastering back on Bad Boy. Oh, yeah, great day. Diddy, that was for the headlines. Diddy giving all his artists his masters back and their publishing, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to know what the stipulations were for people to get their masters back? People that deserve their masters for putting in the work? They had to sign an NDA. They had to sign an NDA. They said, if you want your masters back, you cannot speak on shit Diddy has ever done in the past. Allegedly. This is allegedly the paperwork. I have not read it, so I'm going to say allegedly. But if they had to get their masters back, they had to sign an NDA and say that they could not talk about shit that Diddy has ever done in the past. And because people want their masters and because people want their publishing, they said, well, fuck Diddy. I don't give a fuck. I'm not finna talk about this nigga no way. I don't like him. But now look. Now look. The turnaround on this was crazy. We got a little bit more of this video before we move on. Let's go.
And even during the FOs, according to the suit, Cassie would still be physically beat in front of the guests and security. A hotel allegedly caught one of the violent incidents on camera, but according to the suit, Diddy paid $50,000 for the damages done to the hotel and for the footage. There's a story in these docs that allege that on Cassie's 29th birthday, Diddy held one of Cassie's friends over the balcony of a hotel like a child. In 2011, Cassie developed a relationship with Kid Cudi.
Let me just go back for a second. Listen again.
There's a story in these docs that allege that on Cassie's 29th birthday, Diddy held one of Cassie's friends over the balcony of a hotel.
I wonder who that was.
Like a child. In 2011, Cassie...
Which is another reason why I believe that all this shit happened, because that story was corroborated by somebody who was there. The person that found out that she put this in the documents, that's another thing. This person wasn't even going to tell this story. He had no intent of putting this story out to the public until Cassie put this in the documents. He said, you know what, fuck it. I have to say something because people need to know what type of dude Diddy is. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, hold on. We're gonna get to the Joe. We're going to get to Joe in a second. But this man right here. Now, if you don't remember a rapper by the name of Shy Glizzy, he's a rapper. I forgot where he's from, but one of his associates, one of his Glizzy associates, pause, he told this story regarding Wale in the studio with Cassie and him getting hung over a balcony because he was doing a song with her. Craziest part of this, though, I don't know if it's going to show in this clip here. I haven't watched this clip yet, but I watched the video of him talking about it, the whole video. And earlier in that conversation, he said before it even happened, Wale was the one that was telling them, the guys in the studio, hey, Puff is kind of wild, bro. He kind of crazy about this girl. He don't want, you know what I'm saying? So when she get in here, don't, you know, no eye contact, no trying to, you know, touching, none of that shit. Be cool. Almost like she not here. That's what Wale said, only to be the nigga that was being hung over up. Just listen.
We in the studio, and this girl in the studio, and she's singing, but the girl is Cassie at the time. I don't really know what's going on. I just know she's a big singer. I'm not a musician. I'm not a music guy at this time. I'm not into music. I'm just there with Shy, literally make sure Shy all right. I know like the popping people. Wale been telling us like before we even get to the studio with him and Cassie in the studio, Wale was already telling us like, man, we about to go to the studio with Cassie. Man, Diddy be acting crazy over her. Diddy don't want nobody working around her, so y'all make sure y'all don't look at her too wild or make her feel uncomfortable. Or if you see her security guards with her, just prepping us on how crazy Diddy act over her. Like any guys that's around her in her vicinity, while Diddy not around, he kirks off, he goes off. We make it through the session. We probably like an hour in the session, like an hour into the session, maybe two.
Now that is this actually was the the video where he actually made that comment, but later on clearly he said that he saw Diddy come in there, an argument or whatever was said, and Wale ended up being hung over the balcony by his feet, head facing I don't know how many stories down. And that's exactly, it reminds me of what Suge did to Vanilla Ice. Exactly. Puff is who we thought Suge Knight was. Because even that Vanilla Ice story had holes in it. Years later, people finding out that Suge wasn't even the one to hold him over the balcony. Diddy was the nigga that had one of his legs. Like, yeah, Diddy is a menace. Get Diddy out of here. Now, a lot of people were kind of having a problem because Joe Budden decided that he was going to release a pod episode where he cut out the segment of him talking about the Diddy and Cassie situation. Everybody's like, why would you do that? The person that goes at X, Y, and Z, the person that will tell Queens Flip, oh, yeah, that's your man's. You don't want to talk about DJ Envy because that's your man's. Fuck that shit. Blah, 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 and go crazy on niggas. But then when it got to Diddy, it was like this.
8 o'clock. The pod should be out before 8 p.m. tonight on Patreon. Had to do a little bit of editing because y'all almost got me. Y'all almost got me to be the only voice out there saying some shit. Nah. Them blogs would have had a field day with that podcast this morning. Nope. Sometimes you got to protect your peace.
Nigga talking about
And
protecting
your
his
co-host peace. I ain't playing with y'all. No. Oh, sirree.
Yeah, you know what he was saying? He said he was not trying to get his car blown the fuck up. That's what that's what Joe's talking about. Everybody talking about, oh, he's scared. Yeah. Yeah, he's scared. I'm scared. Diddy blowing niggas' cars up, fam? Imagine what, bro. The Kid Cudi story is the craziest shit that I've heard in my life. And I don't think that story is getting too much attention. The man's car blew up the same year he threatened to blow a nigga car up. So, I mean, you do the math. If we was in court right now, the jury would be like, oh, yeah, Diddy did it. That nigga Diddy did it. Diddy or did he do it? Nigga, like, Diddy did it. I'd be terrified too, Joe. Don't worry. I would be terrified too. It's okay. But I can also see why people are having the opinion that they're having about him not saying nothing really about it. You know, academics being somebody who is like one of the only people really putting pressure on this story like that in the culture, as far as somebody who's speaking out about it, you really now are getting the full, not even the full, but you're getting a very huge perspective on the power and the influence that Diddy has, because so many other people would have spoken out. So many other people, if it was anybody else, so many people would have spoken out. They would have said X, Y, and Z. They would have had these think pieces, but it's Diddy. Diddy done put a lot of money in people's pockets. Diddy done put a lot of people on. Diddy done helped a lot of people. And that's also how a person like Diddy can get away with certain shit, because of how many people he's helped, how many people he's put money in their pocket, how many people he's put on, all this other shit. So when we talk about influence, like y'all was talking about earlier, yeah, when you faced with certain shit, you probably gonna shut the fuck up. If you laying in a house that Diddy helped pay your rent for the last couple months, you gonna shut the fuck up. If you driving a car that Diddy bought you for your birthday, you gonna shut the fuck up. If you just cut a deal with a network or with a brand because Diddy linked you with you gonna shut the fuck up. Everybody on Revolt has shut the fuck up. Everybody. So it just, you see how much influence this shit has. But one person, another person, legend, 50 Cent. Of course, he doesn't let up. He is not a person that is going to tuck his tail for anybody. As a matter of fact, as soon as the news dropped, 50 made sure he put up a post and called him brother love, brother love, brother love. You looking crazy out here. I love it, man. 50 stay on niggas' necks. Now, people, of course, when all these things happen, leave it to Twitter to do all the investigative digging to where they can find all the old videos, all the old audio, and all these old pictures of things that kind of corroborate a story or could show or shed more light on certain things that happened. Here's one of those things right here where they found audio from 2010 of 50 Cent talking about photos he received of Cassie being penetrated by guys. Listen.
I know, check this out, on the up and up, the nigga Puff, like, he called, we should kick it on the telephone and shit, after the Mace shit.
Right.
And the nigga be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow.
Oh, you kidding me, up?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Fifth.
all that. And I didn't even, I called the nigga, I said, yo, you fucking with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her? Like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this video.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. But, you know, I really kind of felt like those photographs was not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy.
Right.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because when a girl moves away from a man and she upgrading, niggas be insecure. You know what I'm saying?
50 is a very smart individual, and he's a prophet of such. You know, he kind of predicted the future, if you will, because this right here is insane. To have this happen back in 2010 and nobody really even batted an eye. I mean, given 2010 was a different era, different generation, a lot of people really was like listening to this shit for entertainment. They weren't trying to deep dive or have any type of think pieces like they do on Twitter nowadays about shit. But that wasn't the only video that people popped up. This one too from last year. Y'all remember when Diddy was the Joker for Halloween? And this altercation happened between him and the young dude that plays on Power. I forgot his name, but when I first seen this video, I was like, man, Diddy, he just going overboard. Maybe he drunk, maybe he off a few fizzles. I don't know, but he was just doing too much. And I'm like, oh, he really trying to be in the character of Joker and just doing all this shit, just doing too much. I didn't think nothing of it other than the fact that I felt like Diddy was finna get hauled off on, and we was finna watch this nigga get punched on camera. Now, after certain information has come forward and certain things have come to light, I look at Diddy in a whole different realm. I told you, Diddy is who we thought Suge Knight was. So now that I go back to this video of the incident that happened between him and that man, it makes me think about it differently. And it's crazy because as I was scrolling through, somebody put it in plain English, very, very spot on with how I felt. They said, revisiting this video because in hindsight, Diddy probably realized the boy had no idea what he was up against and didn't want to have to do it to him. Y'all thought Diddy de-escalated the situation from a place of fear, when in reality, it was a place of pity.
He's pussy. He's pussy. Pussy. Yeah. You, nigga. Yeah, him. Just as I said so. Yeah. Don't touch me.
You're a clown! What's up, baby? What's up, baby? What's up? What's up? You don't like me? Then motherfucker get to it, nigga. If you don't like me, you motherfucking front, get to it, bitch.
Diddy is a menace.
Don't fucking play with me on Halloween.
This nigga immediately broke out of character once he realized that he could get this nigga yoked.
Out here with love, nigga. You wanna have love? It's what up then, nigga. What's up? Fucking come over here and I'll bust your shit.
Nah, hey, keep it
You
pimpin'.
fucking pussy. Make sure you don't never talk to me like that, nigga. I'm love, nigga.
Keep it mackin', man.
He said, I'm love, nigga.
Like that, nigga. I'm love, nigga.
Keep it mackin', man.
Don't even let him get you out there, man. Keep that shit macking.
What's up?
Keep that shit about that.
Man, you got a
Keep
problem?
that shit macking, man.
You really taking over my energy
He wanna hurt you.
right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Nah,
And
don't
so,
do it.
so what did I do to
Don't do it
you?
for this crowd. Don't do it for
What
this
did I
crowd.
do to you?
Don't
You know
do
who
it
I
for this
am?
crowd.
Do you know who I am?
Bro, for what?
Bro, do you know who I am?
It's all love. It's all love, bro. It's all love, bro.
Yo, bro. It's all love. It's tough. Come here, give me a hug, though. You lucky, though, nigga. You lucky. You know, I'm really about that. But I love you. And we're together. We're stronger together.
Diddy hugged that man to let him know, I can get you eliminated from this earth just because you didn't appreciate my Halloween costume. Can you please understand where I'm coming from with this? Diddy is a menace. All right. Now, he settled with Cassie for an undisclosed amount. We really don't know what it is. Some people say it was $50,000. Some people say it was $50 million. Some people say it was $30 million. Tasha K saying it was $100 million. We don't know how much she really got. But at the end of the day, that man did what he did. He settled. And now, in typical social media fashion, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about it no more. It will be shocking to me if people continue to talk about this in the next week. You know what I'm saying? It'll be shocking to me if people actually gave a shit about this in a week. Trust me. It's ridiculous. Now, another thing that was ridiculous that popped up on my timeline was this guy right here, Hassan Campbell. Oh my God. Hassan, what can I say? When keeping it real goes wrong, man, this is a tale old as time, man. We've watched things like this happen in sitcom form. You know, Dave Chappelle showed us this years ago. When keeping it real goes wrong, people try to do too much and try to prove something, and next thing you know, they get a dose of reality, which came in the form of a bullet. Hassan Campbell was outside of some Bronx projects being belligerent, yelling, getting bottles thrown at him, and ended up getting shot in his arm and through his back. I laughed, and I'm not laughing because I wish harm on him. I'm laughing because of how the video switched over to him, like in the car speeding to the hospital. It was like, you did all of this. You said all of this shit in a place that you knew you could have got shot. That's the crazy part. You did all of this in a place you knew you could get shot at, and still decided to try to boost your ego, get on live, say a whole bunch of shit, and got shot. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of video of what happened beforehand. Hassan, if you want to hit me with a copyright, I don't give a fuck. My channel already has a strike on it. Fuck you. Fuck YouTube. Let's keep going.
Forever. Come outside, throw that fucking bottle. Come downstairs and throw that bottle. Come downstairs and throw that fucking bottle. Come outside and throw that fucking bottle. I stab your ass to death. Bitch ass nigga. Come outside and throw that bottle. Come outside and throw that bottle.
Listen to this man.
If I see that bottle come out the window, I guarantee you I come outside. I lived in this building. I'll come upstairs and fuck you up. Word to my mother. Word to my mother. Throw it again. Throw the bottle out the window again, bitch nigga.
What if the dude would have just like aimed out the window and just took a couple pops from the window and stayed inside? You know what I'm saying? Like, just to shut this nigga up. Like, all right, pop, pop. Like, just that quick. What if that would have happened, man? This nigga already throwing bottles at you. Like, what do you want to happen? You want a bottle to come crashing down on your head? Like, the dude didn't have to come outside. If he wanted to, he could have kept throwing bottles at you like he was a goddamn recycling bin.
I'll stab your mother to death.
Whoa.
I throw your mother down the flight of steps. Bitch nigga, throw it out the window. I dare you. I dare you. I'm watching. I dare you. Throw that fucking bottle out the window while I'm watching.
Throw the bottle out the window while I'm watching.
They did it again when he turned his back. He's so
Don't
mad.
wait for me to turn my back. Come downstairs. Come downstairs. Come downstairs. Good, right? Keep it moving. Keep it moving. What's good, though? What's good, though? What's good, though?
Now, for the people that think this was fake, here's more video. We're going to fast forward.
Go.
Hold on, man. I got to show you the cutscene.
Who that?
Take the second exit on Westchester Avenue.
I need to get to the hospital quick.
At the roundabout, take the second exit on Westchester Avenue.
He was honking that
In a quarter
horn.
of a mile. Turn
Nah,
left on
leave him.
He said, nigga, move.
Come on, go. I got you. Go straight. I need to get to the hospital. I got you. Son. I'm gonna get you the ambulance.
Red light camera reported ahead.
Ooh, wait. Pull over. Let's just get your ambulance. That bullet getting hot. I know. That's why I said just pull over. Let me get your ambulance.
So, yeah, he was in the car shot. Here's the aftermath of this man in the hospital showing that he was shot and where the bullet came through.
Oh, man. Boy, Mr. Checkmate was asleep there all night.
Oh, my God. Why he over there with the Forrest Whitaker eyes and shit? One eye low, one eye big. Why he doing all that? The bullet must have hit a nerve or some shit. This nigga over here with the Forrest Whitaker. There we go.
So this is the bullet that got me right here.
So that is the apparent bullet. Not apparent. That is the bullet. There's no allegedly in this. Hassan got shot. And it was because he was doing too much in the hood for no reason. I have no idea why he decided to go here and do this shit, but there you go. There's the bullet. There's the evidence that Hassan was shot. There's the bullet that they pulled out of his skin. He also shared this video, these pictures of him saying, "God is not done with me yet," showing his bandages on his arm and where it went through his back. Very interesting. Now this man Hassan can now go on YouTube and brag about the fact that he got shot. Oh my God. Just watch now. You talk about clout chasing. Watch the clout chasing that come from this. We already got one person that decided to say some shit. Listen to Charleston White.
And we don't give a damn about Hassan Campbell, nigga. Nigga been fucked in the ass by African bambata, nigga. If we care about him been shot.
Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. Charleston, stop it. All right? Now, we can't say things like this on the tube. You got to chill.
Don't nigga that getting his ass pushed in probably hurt way more than that bullet. I'd much rather be shot than have my ass poked. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, that bullet ain't shit. That nigga been fucked in the ass before he can take that bullet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, fuck Hassan Campbell, too. Nigga, that nigga done been raw fucked in the ass by a nigga with an African dick. You think that nigga can't take them bullets? He all right? He be all right with them bullets. He ain't all right with that ass being plunged. Boy been fucked up ever since. That's why I'm telling that boy DJ Academic, don't you fight that Saucy Santana. That nigga take dick in the ass. You think he can't take no punch on the chin? Nigga, think about that. This nigga taking dick in the ass. You think that nigga can't take blows upside the head? Leave him alone, Act. Don't you do it.
Time out, man. Charleston is crazy, man. Charleston is a crazy dude. speaking of crazy dudes, let's let's talk about this guy real quick. Michael Rappaport. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but he has been catching headlines lately amongst the black community because, you know, Michael Rappaport seemed like one of those guys that was down, I guess you would say. He seemed pretty cool. He seemed like, okay, he kind of understands, you know what I'm saying? He's, you know. But a lot of these guys come in here with they pointy white hoods folded up nicely in their little satchels so that you won't see them, if you know what I mean. And it always takes a situation where shit hits close to home for you to see how people really are. Michael Rappaport being one of those people where the things that are going on right now between Israel and Palestine, he's really putting on his best golden yarmulke and supporting his Jewish brethren and sisterin out there in Israel. But he can't help himself because he feels like black people should be in support of Israel, or black people should be standing up with his cause. Well, let's see why he feels this way. He said if 10 black people from America were taken hostage in Gaza by Hamas, the entire world will be on the same page, period. Is that how you really feel? Michael Rappaport, like, do you not think that, like, the phrase Black Lives Matter came out of thin air because we thought people cared about black people, but they need to care more? Or do you think that that came from the fact that nobody gives a fuck about black people? I don't know. You tell me, Michael, but here's what he had to say.
Yo, if 20 American tourists, 20 American tourists, forget the 1,200 people that were murdered, slaughtered, civilians. If 20 American civilians, all African American, all black, all ages, were taken hostage, and 10 of them were murdered and raped, and there was 10 surviving American tourist hostages that were all black. There's not one motherfucker in this country that would be talking about ceasefire.
First of all, Michael Rappaport, you look like you smell like dry, old coffee beans and spoiled milk. Y'all ever had one of them teachers that come up to you and try to help you in class or something, you working on something, they bend down, they start talking, all you smell is that hot ass and coffee in they fucking breath? That's what it looks like whenever he speaks. Whenever I see him talk, he look like there's just hot ass and coffee just fuming from his fucking breath. Michael Rappaport doesn't even believe himself when he says this type of shit. But because of everything, and this is another thing that people do, especially white people on this platform, they will watch all this shit happening and then somehow, some way, come to the conclusion that it's black people's fault. This has absolutely nothing to do with black people, but for some reason, somehow black people have become at fault in the situation. That's how much they hate us, even when they try to act like they're allies. Look at this man. Listen to what he's saying.
There's not one person. It would be bring the fucking hostages back, and they better be alive. They better be pristine. There wouldn't be no ceasefire. There would be no round. Can you imagine college students ripping down posters of 10 black people from America if they were taken hostage?
You mean how like a bunch of white people walk around and rip down Black Lives Matter signs, Michael Rappaport? Or how people literally go and try to destroy whole monuments of black people who died in the hands of the police custody? I don't know, Michael. I don't know where you've been. I don't know, maybe you've just been making videos just to try to act like you support black people or that you give a fuck. But everything you're saying has been debunked already. Everything you said has been come back with a, well, this happened, Michael. I don't know if you remember. You get what I'm saying? Like, what is wrong with these people that they do this type of shit? It's a mental illness, and it cannot be fixed. It is too deep-rooted in this country for these people to ever be fixed. Ever. That's why I don't trust a lot of these people, man. I don't trust a lot of these allies. A lot of these people be fake as shit. White girls be the main ones, too. They be hilarious with it. Them bitches be up there with Black Lives Matter in their bios and shit. Bitch, shut up. You just like black dick. You can be able to get black dick without having to have Black Lives Matter in your bio. It's fine. You don't have to be performative. These people are performative. And now that some shit is going down, and because he sees people supporting the other side, which is Palestine, and wanting to not see a genocide happen over there, like that's a thing that is crazy to me, because it's not like we're just being fed what they want us to see at this point. Like, there's Palestinian news anchors and reporters, all this shit, news platforms. They're all sharing shit in real time. Just like when a lot of the things happened back in 2020, when there was riots and when there was looting, all this shit, and there was protests, we were seeing a lot of this shit in real time, which is why it's crazy to me how narratives could be shifted now, even with technology. Like, this is how much the government plays with how dumb society is as a whole. Because we can see some shit in real time, and all they have to do is be like, just give it a couple years. They'll forget about it. Enough people aren't going to go and do the research or try to go and verify. We can just put the narrative out there and it'll shift, because that's how it works now. That's how social media has got everybody fucked up in the head. That's why we're at the point now where people are trying to bring back up Derek Chauvin and try to bring up the George Floyd situation like we didn't watch it on film for 10 minutes. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand, but this is where they believe the minds are of the average citizen in America. But this shit is happening in front of our face. They are changing narratives, even though there is clear evidence in front of us. We're watching certain things happen, and then people try to tell us that it's not, or that it's different than what we're seeing. That is a big problem. Now, first and foremost, fuck Michael Rappaport. He actually sounds like one of the guys. He's being the person that we've known him to be from the beginning. What was the movie he was in where he was playing a Nazi dude? You see the true colors coming out. All he got to do is shave his head bald. Come on, Mike. It's a wrap for you, my guy. Speaking of, it's a wrap. It's definitely a wrap for this guy. Definitely a wrap for this guy. If you don't know who you're looking at, this is the guy who apparently had so much to say about Will Smith. This guy is currently being sued by the Smith estate. And it's because he made some wild claims about Will Smith and made some wild claims about him and his relationship, and also about his sexuality. Let's play some of this real quick.
And then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, what? But I see his car.
Holy. J.R. Miller, man, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? J.R., what are you doing, man? Shout out to J.R., man. Just sent the 100 in the Cash App in support of the GMS Fund. Holy shit. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Prayers to you and your family. Come by today if you want to smoke a joint. I got you. I got you. Side note, we are doing a GMS Fund. Clearly, like I stated in the beginning of the show, YouTube has a fun with my monetization. They don't want to see a brother make it. So if you want to help support the GMS Fund, the best way you can do it is by hitting the Cash App. Shout out to JR for the 100. Appreciate you, my brother. I love you, bro. Let's keep going.
I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too, so I had the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling they killing him, murder. It was murder in there.
It was murder in there. He said he walked in on Dwayne Martin clapping Will's cheeks like it was his last day on earth. He said that he walked in on Dwayne Martin giving Will the pow driver, the pelvic pow driver. Like it was his last day before he had to make a life sentence in prison. He was never going to see his bitch again. I don't know why he did this. I really don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why he did this. I really don't. And then to do it across from somebody who is currently in a situation that you're about to get in because you're telling some shit that nobody knows about, who owes what, 4 million, 4 million? I don't know how much she owes, but you're doing this across from a person who just got sued and lost their fucking case and now has to pay millions. Think about it. And they quick with it. See, when you got money like Will, he doesn't even have to make the call. He doesn't have to be like, hey, we gotta sue this guy here because no. Their legal team is so on it that it didn't even take 24 hours for this man to get notice that he was being sued for what he said. That's a part y'all not hear. That man was sued within 24 hours. And now he has to deal with the consequences from it. Whether the story is true or not, he cannot prove it in court. He is going to end up just like Tasha K. And what's even, Black Hippie Ricky, thank you. What's even worse is that Cardi was even thinking about dropping the suit, dropping it all and being like, forget it. She ain't got to pay me a dime and let it go because of a conversation or because of a letter that she got with, Tasha talking about she gonna change her ways and shit. As soon as this came out, Cardi said, fuck that. I'm going to collect my M's. Because people talk about how they change and how they want to do better and how they do that, then turn around and do some fuck shit like this. And that wasn't it. He had more to say. Listen.
Jada was the woman that everybody wanted. Mission.
Hey, this nigga sound like he want a baby leg. Let's keep it 100. This nigga sound like he wanted to get back shots from Dwayne and Will. The way he describing this shit. And then this is where you use that logic that Slim Thug was using when it comes to people talking about shit years later. This man could have talked about this shit when it happened. But guess what? Money dry. He ain't got no avenues. Will and Jada was probably his biggest contract, his biggest payday. Now that money gone. And what you doing? Popping up on Tasha K to try to tell a story, this big explosive story, only to get your little garnishes, your wages garnished, because now you about to get sued for everything. I hope the only thing they leave you with is some tissue paper, because you're going to need to use it for them tears and for your ass. That's it. You're going to be one shitty booty ass nigga walking down Skid Row wishing you ain't never talked to this bitch a day in your life. That's what I don't get. I want to know the thought process of somebody who knows that their life can be in jeopardy, knows that they can lose everything, but will put a story out here of somebody that has nothing, and to be honest, had no effect and nothing to do with you. At all. Nothing. It wasn't like you walked in on some shit happening and they came and beat your ass, or you heard about Will beating on Jada, so when you threatened to tell, he beat your ass. No, you just allegedly witnessed some shit and now you talking about it. You deserve to get everything taken from you. I hope they take your hair. I hope they shave your head and put it in a bag and take that too. It's like, I want them to take everything.
These enemies when they got friends like you.
So, my guy said, funny, he about to go on Corey's show with this info. What? How you know? How you know that happened? How you know that's about to happen? Where is this information at? Is he really about to go somewhere else and talk about it? Like he ain't got a pending lawsuit? Is this guy insane? What is wrong with these people, man? Clout is really a hell of a drug, man. It's worse than crack. It's worse than heroin. It's worse than fentanyl. This shit is highly addictive. And it'll make people do anything. It'll make people sacrifice everything. One of the worst people to ever exist on this earth is a clout chaser, man. It's horrible. Zen, what's going on? He said, I got to say, I watched the whole interview. He's credible. Hey, man, it doesn't matter if he's credible. He can't go in the courtroom and be like, yeah, I'm credible, so listen to this. I know about this. I know about that. They ain't going to give a shit. They going to hit that gavel and be in judgment of Will and Jada. He has absolutely no proof. It doesn't matter if I believe it. Do I think Will was getting his cheeks clapped by Dwayne Martin? Yes. I do think that happened. But for one, it doesn't matter. And for two, I can't prove it. So it's like, this is what I'm saying. This is the same thing I said. This is why I'm mad my live got cut last week when I was talking about the Kiki shit. Because when I brought up her mom and everything her mom was saying to her baby dad, I'm like, look, she can be justified in how she feels, but when it comes to the courts and how they do shit and how they want the proof, how they want evidence and how things will be presented, oh, it's a wrap. All he has to say is that the reason he put hands on Kiki is because he felt threatened by the phone call. He thought Kiki was going, because the story goes, this is what Kiki said, he took the phone from her and body slammed her, or whatever he did physically to her. But the mom was on the phone beforehand saying she was going to get him shot and she was going to get somebody to come and put a penis in his butt. So all he has to do is play that recording alongside with whatever video evidence they got and say, I felt threatened for my life. I thought Kiki was going to call somebody to kill me or try to put it in my butt. And I wanted to prevent that so I could save my own life and get the fuck out of there. And with his evidence alone, he could pretty much beat that. So this is what I'm saying. Even if that wasn't the case, if he had, and that even goes with the years of abuse apparently that he was causing on her, he could beat that by saying this was the case and this is the person he's had to deal with every single time they've got into any issues together, was her violent mother. Even though any mother or any father could be justified in speaking the way that they're speaking to the person that they feel is abusing their child. At the end of the day, your emotions are going to lead you to lose a case that you should be winning. This guy cannot walk into a courtroom and talk about anything if he doesn't have proof. It is going to be shut case as soon as he walks in that shit. It's over for him. He said, I gave Will the benefit of the doubt, but he's credible. Look, this is what I'm saying. I want to know what info he has. I mean, being somebody's bodyguard, being somebody's housemaid, being somebody's chef, whatever the case may be, you got to have some fucking proof behind you. You got to have some proof behind you. I'm not doubting that he was around. I'm not doubting that he saw shit. It's that when you decide to put this information out, you have to be prepared. So he better have a video clip of Dwayne Martin breaking Will's bike. And he better have some audio or video of Will beating the shit out of Jada if he thinks that this shit is going to go his way. That is all. That is all. Because at this point, it don't matter about his credibility. It don't matter who he is. It don't matter what stories he got. This nigga's getting sued. He's going to be in some legal, he's going to be in a legal hurricane. All because he wanted to tell a story that doesn't have nothing to do with him. You were just the bodyguard. Or you were just a nigga that was around. You weren't getting your cheeks clapped, right? You didn't get beat up. You didn't. It doesn't have anything to do with you. You were paid for a service, and you came there and you decided to take information and give it to the public. Now you have to pay for it, regardless if it's true or not. Man, I don't understand that. I don't understand that mindset, man. But we gonna see where this goes, man. This is clearly the Smith family is suing, and this guy's finna go down. I don't care. This guy's going down. Tasha K's dumb as hell for doing the same shit too. If I had the choice to change my ways and just simply not try to do this, what she allowed this man to do on my platform, so that I won't have to pay $3 million, $4 million that I don't have to give, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put whatever money that I have toward building my brand and doing what I need to do to continue to elevate without having the fuckery. I would have waited. Like, at least wait. Even if you didn't want to change, I would have just waited until it got dropped and officially dropped. Then I would have went right back to the bullshit. Because now it's dropped. You can't reopen shit. You can't redo shit. You dropped it. It's done. Drop it with prejudice, bitch. I'm not paying you shit no more. And go in and just do what you do. She couldn't even wait until it was actually dropped. That's what tells me that clout is a hell of a drug. She don't care about having to pay out shit she ain't got. She don't care if it's gonna be taken away from her husband's wages. She don't care if they take her house, if they take her car, you know what I'm saying? She don't care about none of that as long as she can get this clout off. It's crazy, man. Crazy shit. But that's the way shit is going these days, man. That's how it is. Hollywood is weird. People do weird shit. We've been hearing about it for years. Ain't nothing new. But like I said, man, hey, I'm glad to be back. You know, I know there's probably going to be more, bullshit I got to deal with later on down the road. So like I said, man, we going to make the switch. We are going to make the switch. I'm telling you right now, we are going to make the switch. I'm either going to be on Kick or Rumble, and I hope that y'all pull up on me over there. Because if we go over there, I'm really not finna hold my tongue. I'm really not finna hold back what I show and what I present on the show. I'm not holding back shit at all. And if we got to get down dirty and grimy to the motherfucking core, nigga, that's what we gonna do. But I'm tired of dealing with this platform's bullshit. And I know that the people that fuck with me, and y'all gonna go where we gonna go, and we gonna move like a fam, like we always have been, GMS family. So when that happens, man, y'all stay tuned for it. I hope y'all do pull up, man. I appreciate y'all. This has been a really dope show back. I thank everybody who's pulled up. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Shout out to everybody who has followed me on my socials, man. If you have participated in donating to the GMS Fund, thank you so much to everybody who has. Shout out to my guy JR for donating the hundo today. I appreciate you so much beyond belief, man. You have no idea. Thank you so much. I'm about to go out of town, so I probably won't be doing a show until I get back this weekend, but I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Hope y'all eat a lot. Hope y'all spend some time with the family. If anybody made banana pudding, make sure you save some for me. Don't have that turkey dry, because then we're going to have to put a bunch of hot sauce on it, and everybody got acid reflux, and everybody going to be trying to get to the bathroom. Niggas going to be farting. Niggas going to be trying to take their acid reflux pills. Just make the turkey juicy, all right? We ain't got to worry about none of that. Also, whoever's in charge of the mac and cheese, make sure it's good baked mac and cheese. If you come in there with the bullshit, we ain't finna eat it. We ain't finna give you no courtesy. None of that shit. If it look crazy, we not finna eat it. You're gonna be sitting there with a full pan of fucked up mac and cheese. Make sure whoever making that shit do it right. And if you got sweet potato pie, make sure that shit does not make it out the door. Everybody eat a slice and that's it. We don't want no leftovers on the sweet potato pie. If anybody is coming through with some dressing, make sure that that dressing is up to par. We don't want that dry ass bullshit to complement the dry ass turkey and your fucked up mac and cheese, all right? If you are in charge of making a dish, make sure you put love into it, man. It's Thanksgiving. You got to do right by the family, okay? That's my message to you. GMS fam, the Green Room. It's been a hell of a show. Hey, happy birthday, King Lukey. Everybody put a happy birthday to King Lukey in the chat. Put a GMS in the chat as well, man, if you enjoyed today's show. I appreciate every single one of y'all. It's been great being back. Have a great Thanksgiving. One love, GMS family. We out.